What's up, guys? Up early in Pittsburgh, sitting here at my buddy Crosby's house. Um, Man, it's been a wild past week, wild last few days. The DC trip was kind of a last second thing, and getting to Pittsburgh, we were on a time crunch because Crosby, his work, he works real hard with what he does, and he had 2 days off, and it was real important for me to come hang out with him on this trip. So we were on a time crunch on when we can get there, and throwing DC in the mix. Last second at Mike's house was, it was doable because we did it, obviously, but I knew that it was going to be just moving. We had to fly through Memphis. We had to fly through Nashville. Um, we were going to go from Nashville to DC in one day, and then smash Rip and Gypsy. They had given us an open invite to stay at their resort, where their family is on vacation. Great family, by the way. Where their family is on vacation in Virginia, about 2 hours from DC. So we ended up, oh man, we ended up stopping there for the night and hanging out. I'm glad we did. Don't get me wrong, it would have been really cool to spend 2 nights in DC, but it didn't set us back, too far, too much. We, only being 2 hours away, we were able to wake up early, get out the door, get to DC, get checked in, and I think we were walking around DC by like noon or 1 o'clock or something. Met up with Polly Junkwax, and his beautiful girlfriend. DC was something else. I'm really glad that I got to share that with my daughter, and it was great to throw a good buddy of mine in the mix. It was real cool to walk around with Paulie. We were blessed to be able to stay at one of the most amazing hotels in DC. We will never in our lives be able to afford that again. Beautiful hotel. Aspen had a blast. She got to have her little room service that she always wanted. That was cool. But we woke up early yesterday. Got ourselves ready. Got our bags packed. Checkout wasn't till noon. So we got to go out again and walk around and try some stuff. Walk around and be able to eat at a couple more places before we left. Ate at some, I forgot what it was called, Farmer's Fresh restaurant or something. It was so good. And then got to go have some of the chicken wings with the mumba sauce and steak sandwich. A lot of food. I got a lot of food in this belly, man. And then drive to Pittsburgh. So man, got to come to Pittsburgh. Got to see my buddy Crosby, good buddy of mine for a while, online. Someone I talk to on the phone all the time, and we joke around, text message, everything else. Yeah, he was a big must do on this trip, and I'm very glad that we came. So we are in Pittsburgh right now. We're in Pittsburgh. They're going to sleep in for a while. I'm awake, of course, like always at 6 o'clock. But we are going to go down, hop on the trolleys, and we are going to, it's a big old fly or bee or something. Hop on the trolleys, and we're going to check Pittsburgh out today. We're going to go to Permenti Bros. I've had it before. I've had it in Indianapolis though, and it's different. We are going to hit the original one downtown. Excited to see the city. Pulling into Pittsburgh. He lives in the Bethel Park area. And just with the switchbacks, like coming off the mountains, and the way the houses and the shops were, it really reminded me of a coastal town. Something else, something else. But he lives in a beautiful, beautiful area. Um, nice big houses out here, and it's so cool too. It's so weird to sit and talk to people about, housing prices and the market, and what people's houses are worth in different places, and it's so weird to hear how different it is. Like the West Coast is so expensive. It kind of starts to open your eyes up a little bit on how big America is. You hear about people saying, you hear about families that are talking about, how tough it is to live, and how expensive it is in certain areas. And when you go on a trip like this, you see that there are so many other places that people can move to. And I get it's tough because, people have family and everything else. You don't want to leave your family. But, I'm from Portland, Oregon. That's where I'm from. And the cheapest house you can get in Portland, Oregon is no shit, like $280,000. A $400,000, $500,000 house in Portland. I'm not talking about Seattle, which is way more expensive. I'm not talking about major places in California, which is just what? But Southeast Portland, which used to just be a area, well, it still is area, but the houses are 400, $500,000. Like a regular house be 350 grand, and I'm talking a 3 bedroom, 1 bath with no yard. Um, I'm out here at his house, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you can have something big and amazing like this for that price. People pigeonhole themselves into where they live. They think that the world is as big as their city is, and it's not, man. Um, a lot of this would be a complete culture shock to us, both me and Aspen, had we not already moved out to the country from Portland. A lot of the stuff we saw and we've driven through is country-ish, but there are some beautiful, beautiful places. Beautiful places. My wife asked me, she goes, did you find anywhere that you'd want to move yet? And there are a couple places I would move, to be honest. Like, if it came down to that, there are definitely some places that I would move. I'd move to New Mexico. Las Cruces was a beautiful little town, and it seems like they got a very good community there. And I know for a fact there's at least four really good people there. I got to meet Blake, Nicole, and his mother and stepdad. Um, awesome people. Fort Worth, maybe a little big for me, but Fort Worth had some Mike and Eric out there. Um, I mean, everywhere we went, people seemed real friendly. Reminded me a lot of where I live now. Um, I'm here in Pittsburgh right now. And just from looking at Pittsburgh, maybe not downtown Pittsburgh or whatever. I haven't even seen that yet. But like this area, I live in this area. This is a beautiful place. I'm excited to see what the rest of our trip brings. I think we're about halfway. We're about halfway through it. We've done the majority of our driving. Um, that when I first talked about the trip, the plan was to go from Oregon, and it was to hit like old Route 66 or something and head right over to see my brother in Indianapolis, and maybe hit Chicago, hit a few things along the way. And then in talking to Aspen, we grabbed one of those big map books, and we just started looking, and she started typing in the things that she wanted to see. And Grand Canyon became a thing, and Vegas. She really wanted to see Vegas, wanted to see what that was all about. And then by going down that way, we were able to throw Tahoe in there, as a stopping point, which I'd never been, so that was really cool. But then boom, as we're down that far to Grand Canyon, it was like awesome. Well, we got Phoenix right there. I can go see my brother. While we were in Vegas, I was able to see my brother Todd, and then Phoenix, able to see my brother Prentice. And then since we're down there, it's like, hey, we're that close to New Mexico, right along. Since we already came down here, New Mexico, and then Mike and Fort Worth, and then I was gonna head straight north. And I was thinking, what can I do? What can I do for Aspen? So DC became a thing. So then, boom, now we got Memphis, Nashville, because we were already going to head up and hit Pittsburgh. So Memphis, Nashville, DC, and then boom, Pittsburgh. And then we can cut over to Ohio. Still get to spend another night here and then go into Ohio, get to go see. Unfortunately, Adam's gone on vacation with his family, but man, get to go hang out with Chris and Marcus, and I know Marcus is in Chicago right now grabbing his daughter. So Aspen's gonna have a buddy to hang out with. That's really cool. So excited to see those Buck City boys have been such a blessing in my life, and a lot of other people's lives. And I promise you, at the same time that I say that, they look at all of us as a blessing in their life just because of the people they are. Super excited to go see them. Spend a couple days hanging out with them, and then get to travel north and go meet up with Smash and Mindy and the family again, who we already got to see in Virginia on the way to DC. Get to go hang out with them again, and then I don't know what's going to happen. It's kind of wide open again. Oh, and at the same time, I guess some people are going to come hang out at Smash and Mindy's. To come hang out with us, so that's going to be really cool. I'm not sure if some people are going to come hang out when we're in, Southern Ohio for Buck City. I got Robert there in Ohio too. Cool to hang out with him. Then it's open. I don't know what we're gonna do. We got to head to the Chicago, Indianapolis, and those areas. I'm gonna hang out with Don and Cody. Hopefully Todd. Balls is over there. I don't know who else is gonna come out in Chicago. Really excited to go to Indianapolis and see my baby brother. Miss him dearly. He lived with us. At our house when he was just starting out on his life. Very, very proud of that boy. Aspen hasn't seen him in a long time, and they're good friends. My mom used to babysit Aspen when she was a baby, and Jace lived over there and was going to school, and he got to spend a lot of time with her. And they're really close, and they haven't got to see each other in a long time, so I'm very excited for that. But I don't know what's going to happen. Then it's wide open. I don't know what Marcus and Camping World were thinking. I know the headquarters is in Chicago. After Chicago, the plan was South Dakota, Yellowstone, and home. So the trip might end. Some people who win these RVs and campers, they don't get them right away. It takes a couple of months to get them. So I don't know what his plan was. I don't know if his plan was to give us something on this trip to extend the trip, or that we got something for future trips. I don't know when the next one's going to be with Aspen, because she's going to be in school, but we'll see, man. If we end up getting one, there's a chance that Wisconsin, Minnesota might become part of the trip. We didn't get to hit Utah, didn't get to hit Cali, which is really cool too. By the way, man, one of my favorite groups. Oh God, it's 14 minutes. Nobody's gonna watch this. One of my favorite groups, Flipside, Flipsyde. If you guys have never checked them out, Flipside, Living It Up, Flipside, Laser Beam. Listen to those songs and you guys will be like, wow, this is a dope group. Flipside Angel, really good. But I reached out to I put a tweet out and I said if I made it to Cali, two people that I really would love to meet is Piper from Flipside and Coffee Anderson. And Piper reached back out to me on Twitter, and I was like, "Bro, are you coming to Cali?" He was like, "Man, you come to Cali, hit me up. We're meeting up." So that's real cool. Would love to hit Cali, and I got some other people out there I'd love to hang out with, but we'll see what happens. I don't know if we're gonna get a trailer, a truck and a trailer, or a RV, or I don't know what he's. I have no idea what his plan is. I don't know when. So we'll see. There's a good chance our trip's gonna get extended. Uh, but this has been amazing so far. I love reading the comments. I'm sorry I can't respond to everybody. I've been driving so much. I love reading the comments. Aspen loves reading the comments and seeing what people think of the trip. I've had some people get a hold of me and say you're inspiring. Actually, a lot of people have got a hold of me and said that we are inspiring their families to think about doing something like this. And here's what I will tell you. If anybody does something like this, the amount, we were lucky that we had some friends that we could stay with along the way. Even with that, the hotel and the restaurant bills have been very expensive. And so much uncertainty when you're popping in a hotel. You're kind of staying in a room that, I mean, we stayed in a hotel that was, 200 plus years old and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hotel room. But you're sitting in there and you're thinking, how many hundreds and thousands of people have been in this hotel? How many thousands have slept in this bed? With everything going on, Corona, all the other stuff, we got to go in and clean the whole room. Man, get a camper or an RV. I'm telling you, and take your time. Don't be in a rush to get places. Be a good SAM member. Go to some camping sites. Actually, spend 2 days each place you go. Um, okay, I'm rambling now. It's 17 minutes in. I'm looking forward to a very fun day with a really good friend. Today's going to be good. Thank you guys all for being a part of this with us. It has been amazing. I've wanted to document the whole thing. That way I can go back and relive it. Because I'm never going to forget this trip. But I want to be able to go back and look at these videos and look into my eyes as I'm watching them and hear me talk about what the day was about and what we were doing and see Aspen in the videos. All right, guys, we're done. I appreciate you. Later.